Hey guys, it's Lucas and Tara from Creative Property. We're here to discuss the proposed development for Stockton Centre.
Yeah. So obviously you guys I've been watching a little bit of media and there's a lot of questions surrounding what's actually happening, what implications will be, upon the suburbs and surrounding neighbourhoods. Basically, we want to address all those questions today. We'll try and get you as many answers as we can. We'll throw up a bit of a drone as well to show you what it looks like from the sky. There's actually 84 hectares of land behind us, so it needs to be pretty crucial with the infrastructure and that's moving forward. We'll address that in the video soon.
On the 14th of April 2020, Port Stephens Council and Newcastle City Council developed a land use strategy for the future of Fern Bay and North Stockton. The strategy emphasises on 5 main goals, including the environment, town centre, housing, open space and community facilities, and transport. During the late months of 2022, the site at 42 Fulton Cove Road, Fulton Cove, was approved for rezoning to allow the land to be used for commercial operations. In late 2023, Council received a development application, which includes the development of a large supermarket chain supported by other various retail businesses and more than 300 car spaces, including accessible parking and motorbike bays. In the same strategy, the Stockton Rifle Range was identified as a large land holding with potential to create infrastructure for the community. Following from the identification, Council received another development application for 232 lot residential subdivision at 4 Popplewell Road in Fern Bay. The Torrance Tidal subdivision will also require an internal road network, roundabout and footpaths to support the development. Now, Lucas, alongside all the information that we've just heard about the strategy moving forward, the government have also announced the plans to assess state-owned land for residential developments. So 9 sites have been identified in Sydney and 1 in Newcastle. Of course, the one that we're going to be discussing today is the former Stockton Centre and Hospital. Lucas, can you tell us a little bit about what we already know?
Hey Tara, thanks. So basically on the back of states' current promise to deliver, up to 300 and something thousand homes, which is clearly quite overwhelming, I guess they've needed to look a bit further into how that can happen. There's only so much developable land. I guess obviously looking at it in a different perspective, there is a lot of council-owned land as Crown land as such. So the plans deliver up to 1,100 new dwellings by redeveloping state-owned properties. So that's basically your Crown land. Were unveiled today following an audit of the government's underutilised vacant assets. So 500 homes, including social and affordable housing, have been earmarked for the state-owned land at the Stockton Centre. As I said, that's around 84 hectares of land. But one thing to sort of understand, it's not just that easy. They're talking about a rezone. And for you that don't know about rezoning, basically there's a lot that needs to be taken into account. It's not a quick process. There's flood and risk assessment, there's bushfire risk assessment, there's traffic and transport strategy, there's Aboriginal heritage archaeology assessments, there's biodiversity assessment reports, preliminary site investigation like contamination, etc., infrastructure servicing strategy, and economic and retail analysis. So all these things need to go in and I guess be studied prior, which is normally anywhere from 12 to 18 months. So that can take some time. I mean, I'd be surprised if state don't overtake this and have it as a state-run, rezone as such. But looking further down the track, I guess all of those reports can identify it, but will they be put in place? I think it's the crucial infrastructure that's needed around the site. I mean, I know the strategic plan for Stockton, North Stockton and Fullerton Cove and Fern Bay, there's actually a real lot happening here, but we need to look at different things like sewer capacity. There's so many things that need to be taken into account. But I mean, for us, the overflow of traffic from there, because anyone that's listening that doesn't know, it's just north of Stockton, just prior to the bridge. So any development that's going to happen in there will definitely impact Stockton, probably more than anyone. There were plans to create another car park next to the existing ferry terminal there on the eastern side, so on the ocean side of that. That is probably going to be needed to be re-looked at and revisited. Potentially the path that's going to go all the way from Fern Bay Estate right along the beach, all the way down through to Stockton. People can use electric bikes and so on, which will obviously take away a few cars. I mean, capacity's already there in the main street, Mitchell Street, which is our little town precinct, with car parking already. So as long as that vital infrastructure stuff is taken care of and looked at properly, and there's no half measures, which hopefully doesn't happen. And the reason I say that is only because of the amount of homes that have been promised. It's quite overwhelming, and to be honest, it's quite a bit far-fetched, to be honest. But anyway, I just hope there's no short corners cut, and it ends up being very positive for the community of Stockton, Fern Bay, Fullerton Cove, etc. So let's see what happens. We'll try and keep you guys up to date as things unfold, but that's it from us now. Hopefully that's helped and assisted some questions, and obviously fire us some inbox or comment below, and we'll do our best to answer any questions. Thanks.